Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Wargamers on a Budget. This is Mars, your host, and today we're going to talk about cost versus value. I know that I wanted to talk about eBay, like I said last episodes, but I want you guys to know the difference between cost versus value first, because all the other episodes later in the future that I already planned for is not going to make sense if you don't know the cost versus value. Like always, at the start of my show, I would like to give out thanks and credits to the people that actually helped me a lot with in making these videos, whether it's just supporting me or giving me exposures and stuff like that. I would like to thank Wargamer Consortium, Chung. Thank you very, very much for actually having a man crush on me. Also, thank you for TheJoeyberry and Ichiban Painting, who has also been retweeting my tweets and my channel and my Facebook page. Their links are all down below, of course. Super awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you to AwesomePaintJob, Les. Good to meet you, sort of. Thank you for your sub. I'm looking forward to actually hang out with you and Chung later down in the future. Also a shout out to Cain. He's known as ETR. He's very well known in the fighting game community. He's actually been streaming a couple of videos on him playing video games lately. He does a lot of broadcasting, like, you know, streaming video games, and he said that he's playing 50 classic video games that he hasn't played in a year. So he's been streaming every night, so the link for the stream is down below. Also, shout out to my LA Mordheim crew again. I finished the shield that we're going to be hanging. I don't know if you can see this clearly. GW Bunker and a Los Angeles one actually give out shields to gaming groups and post them up on. You can actually hang them at the store. So whenever you see this at the GW Bunker store, it's ours. So what is cost versus value? Let's say a miniature retail value is, let's say, a single miniature $15. I'm just gonna take a couple of scenarios here. So this is a Mordheim Warlock. Back when it was released, it's about $11 to $13. I got this one off of eBay for $11.50 shipped. So, you know, on Games Workshop website right now, the cost is actually probably $13 or something, and then shipping is usually around $3.50 or $5. So the total value of that, the total cost of that is actually around $18, somewhere around there, shipped to your house. Let's say if you pick this up from Games Workshop, you have to add tax to that. But unfortunately, of course, Mordheim models, they don't have it anymore. So what is value? Value is how much does this thing really like value to me. So I play Mordheim. I wanted a hard sword Warlock. So it actually worth a little bit more than $15 for me, because I really need this guy. He's a caster. And not only that, I'll give you a couple of other examples where the value of the model is actually way higher than how much it costs. Especially for rare models like Mordheim models, Blood Bowl, Necromunda, they're really hard to find. So sometimes it's just like, if you're familiar with Magic the Gathering cards or any type of cards, it has a rarity value. It's that basic same principle. It's Mordheim models or the specialty games models, they're all out of print, so it's really hard to find them. But if you're looking for like current models, the value isn't as high as the actual cost. So for example, a group of Savage Orc plastic, new in the box, I believe it costs about $33 or $24.95 or something on the Games Workshop website, plus shipping $5, so around roughly $30 to $35, right? But in reality, the value of it, because Games Workshop is still producing it, it's in abundant, it doesn't actually, the value is not actually that much. It's probably half of that, so around $15, and you're paying $30. That $30 goes directly to Games Workshop or whoever seller that gets it. Again, I'm not hating Games Workshop right now. I'm just letting you know, like, the examples with cost versus value. So you know the difference between cost versus value now. But why is it important to know this? Because one, you become a smarter buyer. You become a smarter wargamer. You know, you save money. Two, you'll be that guy that actually have rare models at the store playing. Have you ever been to like any wargaming store? You go and you look at the table, and you saw a model that you knew from, I don't know, way back, and you're like, oh my god, it's that model. So the value raises because a lot of people are saying that, oh my god, I gotta have it. So, and the last reason why it is important to know this, it's because you're on a budget. So like I said, we're all wargamers on a budget. Nothing wrong with that. It all comes back to the tips that I gave you in an earlier episode. Rule number 1, you have to set a budget and don't go over it ever. That is the number 1 rule. And rule number 3, you have to be patient. Learn to wait. This pertains when you actually look on eBay or any type of forum to look for your models. You know, remember cost versus value. How much did it cost way back then? How much does it value now? And also rule number 5, which is research. Researching, window shopping. A lot of people call it a lot of different ways. I like to call it researching because I spend a lot of time on researching these models online. And I'll give you a couple of scenarios. Here I have the Sister of Sigmar, Sigmarite Auger. I got this actually really cheap. It's a little higher than cost. This is why it's kind of confusing. When it first came out, it's probably around $11.99, $11 at Games Workshop. Nowadays, it's out of print, and I've seen this model, the Sigmarite Auger, for about $45 on eBay. I got this off of eBay for $15 shipped, no tax as always, because it's not a California buyer. So how come it's so high? Because 1, it's out of print. 2, it's a nice looking model. I'll see if I can find a picture for you to show how really awesome this figure is. And I got this off of $15 because a simple reason: the eBay seller misspelled the name. He was selling it in the US eBay, but he spelled it, the auger, with AUGER, which is the European spelling for this model. Nobody knew what he was selling. I guess, you know, the search engine and everything didn't pick it up. So I got lucky on this. I could probably resell this, especially if it's in the blister. It's still mint. Probably for $45. Anyone want to buy it? I'm still contemplating whether I want to actually open it up and sell it, keep it in a box, or actually paint it. Because I play a lot of Mordheim. But like any card games, miniatures, works the same way. You open the blister, the value goes down, not by half like a car, or like probably 75% value after you open this. So make sure you know what you're doing. And that's one scenario. A couple of other scenario. This one is the Orc Shaman, Warzag. I got this off of a buddy of mine. He gave it to me for free. Value of this, I think the fine cast model is around $20. For me, the cost is 0, so I don't really care much about it. But since this is a metal model, and Games Workshop is actually working towards fine cast, the metal model is actually worth a lot more. So, you know, it's higher than $20, I guess. So we're done with cost and value. I'm making a couple of recommendations for you. So if you are looking for a rare model, look for old painted models on eBay. Yes, you have to do a little work on it. You have to put them in simple green for 24 hours, 48 hours. Just leave it there and just scrub the paint off. Look for unpainted models on eBay. It works exactly fine. It's up to you how you want it, but scour eBay or scour, you know, forums to look for painted models, because it only takes you like a day of extra work. Remember rule number 3, be patient. Just, you know, learn to save your money by doing that way. Buy older models, and you're still supporting Games Workshop or any other companies by buying those off of somebody, because it's not like you're copying the mold. You buy their model that was used by somebody. So buy old painted models. Another tip is do not buy bits off of eBay unless you have to. A good example of that is, so I got this ogre model right here, sitting on a rock like a boss. Guess how much I got this for? I got this for $1 off of that game store in Pasadena that I showed you the boxes of bits last episode. I got this for $1 because he was in the bin box, and he was basically scattered around different parts. Just picked them up. The guy said $1 for everything except the base, of course. The block that he's sitting on is cork, and added some sand on it. He's sitting like this because he is a cavalry model. I did not realize it after I bought this, because I was looking for an ogre bodyguard. And as soon as I got home, I assembled him, and I'm like, holy snap, he is actually tilting forward or leaning backwards, depending on how I position him. So, and I realized, oh my god, he's a cavalry model. And after I build him, I realized also he has claws on his arm. So I'm like, I'm missing some kind of bird piece. I went online and searched, found this blood vulture, I think they call it. It's supposed to go on his arm. The only problem is, this costs $1. The bird costs $8 shipped to my house. I don't see the point in that. So I went around the forums to look. Nobody has it. I went to my local store where I play in the bunker. So I go to the bunker, and one of my friend from the LA Mordheim community, he actually runs ogres, and I asked him if I can buy it off of him, and he said, yeah, sure. He's like, sure, I just give it to you. Just give me some magnets in return, because we needed magnets for our Mordheim map. So I was like, hey, dude, no worries, man. A magnet cost me like probably $1. I don't mind buying this little bird for $1. I still haven't painted him yet because I've been a little too busy. But yeah, so that's another scenario where you want to be a little picky. Don't buy bits off of eBay unless you have to. It's a rare bit that nobody has, and you really want to build your model with that particular bit, then buy it. If not, save your money. Another tip is go to the forums and start posting on the buy and sell or trade thread. And just, you know, say, I'm looking for X amount of bit, or this particular bit, and I'll pay this much. I'll pay with PayPal, whatever. So, you know, advertise yourself that you are looking, because if you don't say anything, no one's gonna know. And lastly, I already mentioned it. Ask your friends or anybody in your community. I mean, don't go around and say, "Hey man, do you have this bit? Hey man, do you have this bit?" It's not pleasant. So ask around nicely for your friends and your community. You know, if you're looking for an ogre bit, ask an ogre player. He might actually have some. So, you know, all in all, that's all from Cost versus Value, Wargamer on a Budget, episode 2. Thanks again for watching. This is Mars, and I'll see you next time.